I don't want to make any real content today, so I should react to this guy, a talking hat. I like this. Just random video I found. 10 things you didn't know you could kill you. So yeah, let's get in, baby.
Air hoses.
Yes, I got a fuck ton of tabs, bro. I got a fuck ton of tabs. Don't feel like cleaning them out though. Not gonna lie.
Contrary to belief, air hoses are
If you die to an air hose, you're a fucking bot. Not gonna lie.
extremely dangerous, although they're
Not gonna
often
lie, bro.
used for filling
Keep it
up
real.
car tires, blowing out dust in keyboards, and inflating huge bouncy castles.
Makes sense.
They also carry enough pressure to tear through skin, damage internal organs, or even be fatal if mishandled.
Damn.
On a calm morning in May 2011, a truck driver in New Zealand was going about his daily routine. He climbed onto the rigging between his truck's cab and trailer, a place he'd stood countless times before.
Yeah.
But in one unlucky moment, his boot slipped, and instead of falling on steady ground, the man fell backwards straight onto his compressed air hose. The brass nozzle punctured him through his left buttock, and in an instant, high-pressurized air about 100 pounds per square inch began flooding into his body.
Oh my fucking god. That's a goddamn fatality, my nigga. Oh my.
As if it were straight out of a cartoon, the man's body began to inflate in size. Air forced its way beneath his muscles and fat, separating his tissue like it were sheets of paper. His chest tightened, his skin stretched, and his face ballooned into a grotesque puff. Co-workers who happened to cross his path screamed in terror.
Are you dead ass, bro? These niggas can't be. Okay, bro.
Ever frozen halfway through your code?
What is this? Nigga, Chong, man. Because you're a computer science major, right? You are a computer information major, right? Do you wanna get us some of our new computer programming stuff, man? Do you want to have some more computer programming stuff, man? Get the fuck out of here.
They
Bro.
quickly rushed to his side, shocked at the mortifying sight. They shut off the air supply and carefully rolled him onto his side, knowing his lungs and heart were under pressure. Ice packs were pressed against his swollen neck and chest to try and ease the suffocating strain. Ambulance crews arrived as fast as they could, but when they found the man, he could barely breathe. His body literally doubled in size.
I think he's cut.
It was full with so much air that every time an EMT tried to put a needle in his body to start an IV, the air would just push it right out. Doctors later compared his skin to feeling like densely packed bubble wrap just waiting to explode. But luckily for this man, he didn't explode. It took days for the air to escape his tissue, but against all odds, he survived by farting it all out of his body.
What a goat. What a fucking goat. Had a Tom and Jerry ass survival, bro. Oh my god.
Others, however, wouldn't be as lucky.
Damn.
Like the time a poultry worker in Mississippi got carried away with his friend while horseplaying, and for some odd reason, he decided to stick an air hose in his,
No way. You.
Yeah. The air pressure from the hose was so immense that he blew up from the inside, rupturing most of his organs in the process. Surprisingly, there are a lot of cases like this,
Come
so
on, man.
even though they're fun to play with, air hoses are dangerous.
Please stop.
Always keep them in safe places and please don't misuse them. A broken heart. It shouldn't be, but true love often
I
feels
mean, if your heart breaks, nigga, you're dead. The fuck?
like one of the rarest things to find in life, and once you find it, you never want it to leave you. Such wasn't the
Oh, he
case.
means like being sad. Alright, bro. Fuck out of here. Please.
For a man who was forced to read his wife's eulogy at her funeral after he supported her for a 4-year battle against ovarian cancer.
Damn.
The pair were inseparable. The man became engaged to her when he was just 21 years old, and the two would go on to be married for 30.
Damn.
4
That's so
years.
nice.
That's nearly twice my age. And now, instead of making more memories with the companion of his life, he was making funeral speeches and writing thank you letters to those who came to the service. The amount of exertion something like this can have on one's heart is no joke. Only mere moments after the eulogy, the man was found slumped over in his house, in the middle of writing thank you letters. He had literally passed away from a broken heart.
Damn.
Doctors said his grief was so profound that it caused him to have a heart attack. And this wasn't just an isolated incident, it's a phenomenon that happens to many others as well.
I know.
It's called broken heart syndrome, or Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. It's a temporary heart condition triggered by intense emotional or
Like, bro, I never. Dude, I wonder how he felt, man. Not gonna lie, bro. That's just dying from sadness. I thought this video gonna be goofy as fuck. Not gonna lie, bro. That's why I clicked on it, bro. I don't like covering sad shit on my fucking channel. Not gonna lie. But today, bro, this is low-key sad as shit. Ain't gonna lie, man. RP his wife, bro. RP him, man. Not gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Mental stress that makes the heart's main pumping chamber weaken, causing it to mimic the symptoms of a literal heart attack. Soda cans. Imagine that it's a hot...
If you die to a fucking soda can, you're... What do you just fucking choked on it, bro? Like, come on, man. What are we doing here, bro?
Summer day, and you've done nothing but bask in the sun's overwhelming rays of heat all morning. You're parched, so you go indoors to get yourself a nice cold can of soda.
Yeah.
But to your
I'm gonna drink some fucking pink pineapple, like some fucking pink lemonade, bro. That's right in my stand, bro. Or my fucking refrigerator, bro. I'm gonna eat some of that shit.
disappointment, none of the drinks were put away in the fridge. They were left out on the table, so now they're just warm and gross. You come up with an idea. You take one of the cans of soda and throw it into the freezer in order to speed up the cooling of the beverage.
Makes sense.
To wait for it to cool down, you go and watch some YouTube and then end up falling asleep.
Yeah.
Hours pass, and you forget that you left the soda in there. Eventually, when you wake up and stumble across your fridge again, you remember that you put a soda in its freezer.
Everybody did that.
Hoping
Is it
that
gonna blow up?
the drink hasn't frozen solid, you quickly take it out of the freezer, crack it open, and boom. Just like that. The can explodes like a hand
Oh my God, bro, got hit with shrapnel.
grenade right in front of your face. This is a real case that happened to a boy in China on August 25th, 2012.
38 stitches.
Luckily for this boy, however, medical professionals were able to save him and nurse him back to health. Frozen soda cans are extremely dangerous, and in some cases, they're even lethal. Freezing them forces the carbon dioxide in the soda to
Should put it in the refrigerator, not the goddamn freezer, bro. Oh my God.
create tightly packed reservoirs inside of the can that store high amounts of energy similar to a bomb. So keep your soda in the fridge, and if you do put it in the freezer, don't forget to take it
Got a new war tactic.
out so that you don't go boom, boom. Gooning.
What? Oh no, I might be on fucking death door. I might be on death door, bro. Oh my God, the Goonicide man.
Hi, how are you? Good. Have you been here before? Yeah. Sir, you need to leave.
Yeah.
The Goonicide man, bro. Oh my God.
Apparently, there's a couple of ways
Did this dude, dude, this dude really left his legacy out like that. This dude, he really killed himself for gooning, bro. Like, dude, that's what people know him for. Dude, he would have been out by now. He would have been out by now if he went to jail, bro. But he wouldn't have been on the registry.
ways that gooning
Damn.
can take you out. But, so that this video doesn't get demonetized, I'll be swift on the topic. The risk of passing away from this is extremely low, especially if you're a healthy individual.
Thank God. Oh, I'm gonna be cooked, and we gonna Tochi, bro. We gonna Tochi, bro.
However, if you're struggling with any underlying cardiovascular diseases, it's possible that excessiveness could trigger a heart attack, arrhythmia, or a stroke. On September 18th, in 2019, a heartbroken teen suffering from depression would find himself unable to ignore how his last Valentine's Day went. I don't really know how, but he snuck past his parents and locked himself away in a room where he then doomed himself to destruction.
Why is P. Diddy here? Come on, bro.
He gooned 56 times until
56 times. God. Oh my. Dude. Bro. Bro. I can't even speak right now, bro. Dude. It hurts by the second time, bro. It hurt about the third, fourth time, bro. After the third time, bro, give your meat a break, bro. At the point, bro. I can't even go for days at that point, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Oh God.
he had a heart attack. However, I'd take this case with a huge
Top 5 artists, bro.
gulp of salt, because due to the bizarreness of his passing, tons of media outlets have exaggerated how he went out.
Dude, is he the face of goon? Dude, bro, is this guy serious, man? He's a Nah, bro. No. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. No way, bro. No fucking.
often claiming that he did it 100 times and ripped his thing off his body, which is obviously just not true. Vending machines. He was infuriated. A man had just put the only dollar he had on him into the vending machine, and his snack was stuck inside of the machine floating in limbo.
I pissed
The
off.
problem
bro.
had a simple solution. Just shake the stupid clanker. The man began
Fucking
rocking
clank.
the vending machine back and forth over and over again until his snack finally fell and was free for him to take. Unfortunately, however, it wouldn't be the only thing to fall. The 1,200-pound vending machine would also tip over on him and crush his neck against a wall. The man would be pinned against the wall, struggling to keep the machine from fully flattening his neck, but sadly, his efforts would prove to be fruitless. He wouldn't survive to see the next day. More people pass away from vending machines than they do shark attacks. There's about 2 to 4 casualties from vending machines each year in the US. So, if the machine isn't giving up your snack, you can get angry at it, you can swear at it, but don't get into a fight with it. 10 out of 10 times, you will lose. Sudden choking. Imagine this. You're hanging out with your friends, chilling at a party, and conversing with other people while losing track of time. And then that's when it hits you. You start choking on literally nothing. It's called a laryngospasm. It's a sudden, violent, and involuntary spasm of your
Sudden
vocal cords
choking?
that is so
It's the Boston Celtics, man. Holy hell.
forceful that it entirely blocks your body's airways. Mild cases of laryngospasms last just a few seconds, while more intense
Got that Maple Toronto leads, bro.
cases can last up to a few minutes, which is pretty horrifying when you think about it. 1 second, you're chilling on some mobile games. The next second, you're literally fighting for your life and suffocating on nothing. If this ever happens to you, don't panic or try to gasp for extra air. Remaining calm helps your muscles relax. Take small sips of water to clear any possible irritants causing the spasm and apply pressure on the soft spots behind your earlobes. It'll help your vocal cords ease up. And most importantly, seek professional help.
Isn't they gonna give me advice? The fuck? Fuck out of here, bro.
Restaurant
Right.
signs.
You died here, restaurant sign here. What the fuck are you dying to, bro? Like, if you're dying, get the fuck off my expo shit before you dying to that nigga. Gemini, get the fuck out of here. Nobody cares about your LLM, bro. I'm like,
So imagine a bowling
who's under his table, bro?
In January 2023, a swarm of fierce winds ripped through Elizabethtown, Kentucky. A family
Ooh, I didn't know. Killed by means of Denny signs,
arrived
bro.
at their
Oh my
favorite
God.
local Denny's to start their morning off with some warm pancakes and coffee, an entirely questionable option for breakfast. No offense.
Low key, bro. McDonald's breakfast better, bro. Keep it a buck. Them pancakes, McDonald's be hitting it, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. They be going a little crazy, bro. Them little wedges, bro. Them wedge fries from Wendy's, bro. They be hitting, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
However, towering above the Denny's
Or just
parking
cereal
lot
from
was an
house.
80-foot sign weighing more than a ton. To
Mhm.
most, the sign was a glowing beacon for bacon, eggs, and pancakes. But for this family, it became the last thing they'd ever see.
For
A
real.
72-year-old woman sat in the car with her husband and daughter when a storm outside struck. The pole
Oh, that's so
groaned under the
cute.
wind's pressure, then, without warning, it suddenly snapped. The massive
Fucking God. That's some final destination shit. Holy hell.
sign came crashing down on the car, crushing the roof and trapping the family inside. Unfortunately, the 72-year-old lady didn't survive its impact, and her husband would also go on to pass away from the injuries the accident gave him. There are multiple cases where restaurant signs, gas station
Okay, so I assume the daughter's alive.
signs, and storefronts fall on people. So, never be discouraged to keep your distance from an unstable-looking board that's giving you an off feeling when you're entering a business. It might just save your life. Sneezing. We all do it. You're sitting in a job interview, or in a library, or
Back from sneezing your fucking
in
body.
front of your date, and then you feel it coming. The tingling
Can't fall in front of the date, bro. Gotta have aura. 100%.
sensation
aura,
that
bro,
tickles the
God.
small hairs inside of your nose, letting you know that you're about to sneeze. The natural thing to do is to let that sneeze fly. Well, while trying to not make a mess. But oftentimes instead, we just find ourselves stifling the sneeze. Don't.
For aura purposes.
My anatomy teacher in high school
Purposes. I say purposes. The fuck?
always told us to break the habit, and honestly, it makes sense as to why. During a sneeze, if your mouth and nose are both closed, the pressure generated in the airways can surpass more than 20 times its normal amount. And in a recent case during 2023, a man sick with hay fever held in his sneeze by instinctively pinching his nose and closing his mouth. The force that built up in his airways was so immense that it literally tore open his windpipe. It's extremely rare to pass away from this, but nonetheless, holding in a sneeze just isn't worth gambling your life.
I think that's because he held his nose well. Because when you stifle a little bit, right, it's gonna just do your nose like a little like fake shot to your nose instead of a full sneeze, man. I think because he held his nose as well, man. Holy hell.
Christmas trees. There's no better feeling in the world than to finish setting up your Christmas tree just in time for the holidays. Nothing beats a Christmas with fruitcake, eggnog, and a house fire.
Oh.
US fire departments respond to an average of 200 home fires caused by Christmas trees each year. And as you would
How do they even get they're electrical sometimes? How do they even get on fire in the first place? How they're
these
near
fires
fire?
lead to casualties. Christmas tree house fires are significantly more dangerous than normal fires in your home. This is because these fires usually occur at night or early morning when people have gone to sleep but left all of their decorations plugged in and lit up.
Ooh.
They're usually caused by candles that were placed too close to the tree, faulty wires, or heat caused by all of the decorative electrical elements.
Yeah.
And as opposed to normal house fires that are slow and steady in their startup, Christmas fires with a dry tree can ignite and spread across a room in less than just 30 seconds. So, with that being said, try not to get too carried away with your holiday spirit this year. Doing nothing. You see that signs can fall on you.
Yeah, you just die. Yeah, I could die to a brain aneurysm right now, bro. Oh, God, I could die to a fucking brain aneurysm. I could die to booty meat, bro. Oh God, I could die to a seizure. I don't even have seizures. I could just die right now. Oh God, I'm gangling, bro.
Beverages can explode in your face, and that Christmas trees can set you ablaze in your sleep. So you decide that the best course of action for you to avoid all danger is doing absolutely nothing. And then you
A Hassan Piker stream, bro. Hassan Piker stream, bro. Just, bro.
explode into a ferocious blaze, so powerful that it leaves nothing but your feet behind. Weirdly enough, nothing else around you is affected. Not the couch you were sitting on, not the table in front of you, not the rug on the floor. Nothing. Just only specifically you. This is known as spontaneous human combustion.
Oh yeah,
And there are many
like some the fire force. That's their fire, bro. Some of the bitches be bad as hell, bro.
cases in the
Fan
US
service, the fire force, bro. Human combustion, man. I'm good.
about it. However, scientists nowadays discredit it fully and dub it as nothing more than a myth. They rather believe it to be the wick effect, which is when a person's clothing absorbs melted body fat during a fire and causes them to burn up, but leaves their surroundings relatively unharmed. Others feel like this isn't a sufficient enough explanation to the phenomenon, though. They argue that if the fire's hot enough to consume you entirely and leave nothing but ashes behind, then it should also scorch nearby walls, furniture, and
I feel
flooring.
like this shit too.
They also say for the wick effect to be true, it needs a clear spark, like a lighter or a candle. But in many of the cases, the victims aren't found with anything heat-related. Toilet time. In Chicago,
Oh yeah, Elvis Presley died on the toilet. He didn't write his own song, so he was
in
fraud, bro. I don't like the music
1987, a
anyways.
70-year-old woman would board a cruise ship with her family. As they explored the wonders on board and enjoyed the pleasant feeling of being on the ocean, the old lady would be greeted with another, less than pleasant feeling. So she excused herself from her family and made her way to the ship's bathroom, and there she was greeted with the solution to her bowel troubles: the toilet. She closed the door behind her, sat on the seat, and did her business in peace. Minutes later, the ship's medical personnel would rush past the family to the bathroom where their grandma was last seen. Out of concern, the family would follow, and as if it were a scene straight out of a horror movie, they would be met with the sight of their grandma. Her insides were literally sucked out of her body by the ship's vacuum toilet.
Oh my
She was
God.
rushed to the emergency room once the cruise docked at a port. And even though cases like these are extraordinarily rare,
No fucking way, man.
Rare.
Oh my god.
Toilets have been shown to cause lethal harm to civilians in other ways. Take, for instance, exploding. In 2017, a federal class action lawsuit was filed against a toilet company called American Standard after it received 300 reports of its toilets literally blowing up. And even this year, in 2025, a 20-year-old man suffered serious burn injuries after he pressed the flush button on his toilet and it responded with a loud explosive bang.
You can't. You gotta have spidey sense, bro. You can't even react to that, man. That's
He
actually
was
so
rushed to a
man.
hospital where doctors revealed that 35% of his body was burned horribly by the explosion. But luckily, he survived. If you couldn't tell, this was a birthday special for the channel. It's my way of thanking you guys for all the support you've given me this year. In just 2 months, we grew from 10,000 subscribers to over 250,000. I'm extremely grateful. But anyways, love your neighbor, be safe, and have a happy day.
Happy to you, bro. Cute dog. I don't even know if this video gonna even release or not, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Happy verse, bro. It's your boy verse out, man. I don't know if this is gonna even release, bro. I guess see. Like, anyway, it's his verse out.